Hi everyone, thanks for joining us for Northern Ag TV. Last week, over 2,000 fourth graders from around the state visited Billings during the Nile to learn more about Montana agriculture. Students and teachers went from station to station, learning about everything from livestock and soil to honeybees and rangeland. Yellowstone County Farm Bureau President and 2024 runner-up for Miss Elite Agriculture USA, Jody Drange, says that it takes a lot of volunteers to get this special event put together during the Nile.
Then we have a section on crops, which talks about the 5 main crops here in Yellowstone County. So the kids learn, especially they get interested in the sugar beets, because right now is the time for sugar beet campaign. Then they go to weeds and soils and learn about, also they have a water table, so they learn about erosion, which is really interesting right now when we're seeing all this happening with the hurricanes. The kids understand the power of water. Then we have bees. So we actually have the National Honey Queen in here talking about bees. And then we have rangeland, and we have people from the Beef Council talking about cattle. So what we're doing is offering this opportunity to them to learn it. It starts somewhere, and it starts with the farmer.
I got to help with one of the 3 days of the ag education, and I think my favorite part was getting to see the kids' reactions when we went around on the wagon ride and they saw cows for the very first time. This year's Wyoming Women in Ag Symposium is right around the corner, November 7th and 8th in Laramie, Wyoming. This year's keynote speaker is Andrea Fleming, 5th-generation farmer and personal trainer who also advocates for women in agriculture. Abby Rogers, president of Wyoming Women in Ag, told me more about the happenings of this year's event.
In the past couple of years, we've had a lot of college-age students attend our symposium and tour, and it's just a great opportunity to get involved with other like-minded women. We also have some of the best speakers that I've honestly ever heard of at our events. In the past couple of years, we've had a lot of college-age students attend our symposium and tour, and it's just a great opportunity to get involved with other like-minded women. We also have some of the best speakers that I've honestly ever heard of at our events.
You can get registered at wywomeninag.org. That's November 7th and 8th in Laramie. The EID tag rule that goes into effect on November 5th has brought a lot of questions from producers. In response, APHIS has released a fact sheet, which you can read at northernag.net. Some of the questions being answered includes, is my data confidential and will there be stricter penalties for violations? To answer a few of these, an EID tag is encoded with a number but no owner-specific information, and the rule does not change penalties for violations. Get more answers to your questions about the EID tags at northernag.net. We'll be back with the markets right after this.
From the beginning, we've worked closely with farmers. BNSF's ties to the agricultural community go back 175 years. Together, we've innovated to make the U.S. agriculture supply chain one of the most efficient and productive in the world. Our strong relationship powers BNSF still today and helps us move the nation like no one else can. At BNSF, we move the nation for you.
With the cattle on feed report this Friday, traders will likely be hesitant in trade this week as we wait for cash cattle to trade as well. However, in Tuesday's trade, there were some gains. Given the fact that packers were able to buy some cattle on time last week, it's likely that prices will remain at least steady. Once again, box beef higher, choice cuts at about $3.24, more than $1 higher. Some recent auctions have shown some weakness in feeder cattle prices, but overall, prices remain supported and are expected to remain that way through the end of the year. Over 4,000 head of cattle went through the ring in Sioux Falls yesterday at their anniversary special feeder cattle sale. 950-pound steers sold $4 higher, with one big lot of 950-pound steers $11 higher at $227 to $241. Good demand for slaughter cattle at the Billings Livestock Commission this week. $3 to $5 higher on the breakers, and lean cows at about $110. Bred cows were in high demand too, with 2 to 4-year-olds at $22.93, that is, and 5 to 8-year-olds at $20.25. Rain continues to be a weighing factor on the wheat markets as the plains receive some much-needed moisture. The crop progress report on Monday showed that winter wheat planting will be over 3/4 of the way complete by the end of this week. Russia expects Russia expects its wheat production to be anywhere from 80 to 85 million metric tons, which could be lower than original estimates and therefore could bode well for United States wheat exports. That's it for now on Northern Ag TV. I'm Grace McDonald.